She waited for him for 7 years, through silence, through doubt, through everything. But when he finally came back, he wasn't alone. The night felt unusually quiet, as if the world itself knew something was about to change. Lena stood under the dim yellow light of the street lamp, her hands slightly trembling as she held onto Arga's jacket. The cold wind brushed past her, but it wasn't the weather that made her shiver. It was the thought of losing him. "I'll be back before you know it," Arga said softly, trying to smile. But his eyes, they told a different story. There was uncertainty hidden behind that calm expression. Lena forced a small smile. "How long?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Just a few years," he replied. "I need to do this. For us." Those words echoed in her mind. For us. He reached for her hand, holding it tightly as if letting go would mean losing everything. "Wait for me," he said. "No matter what happens, don't give up on us." For a moment, Lena said nothing. She looked at him, really looked at him, memorizing every detail, his face, his voice, the warmth of his presence. As if deep down, she knew this moment would last longer than it should. "I'll wait," she finally said, and she meant it. The sound of a car approaching broke the silence. His ride had arrived. This was it. Arga pulled her into a tight embrace. Lena closed her eyes, holding on to him as if time could somehow stop if she refused to let go. But time never stops. He slowly stepped back, his fingers slipping away from hers. "Take care of yourself," he said. "You too," Lena replied, though her chest felt unbearably heavy. Arga got into the car, and just like that, he was gone. Lena stood there long after the car disappeared into the distance. The street was empty now, silent, lonely. She looked down at her phone, reading his last message again. "Trust me." Lena held on to those words like they were the only thing keeping her together. She didn't know it yet. That promise would be the beginning of the longest wait of her life. The days after Arga left felt strangely unreal. Everything looked the same. The same streets, the same small cafe they used to visit. Even the same morning sunlight slipping through Lena's window. But something was missing. Him. Lena sat by the edge of her bed, staring at her phone. The last message still there. "Trust me." She read it again and again, as if repeating those words could make the distance feel shorter. That night, her phone finally lit up. "Arga, I arrived safely." Her heart instantly felt lighter. "Lena, I was worried. Are you okay?" A few seconds passed. Then came the reply. "Arga, I'm okay. It's different here, but I'll get used to it." She smiled. For the first time since he left, she smiled. Days turned into a routine. Morning messages, short calls at night, small updates about his new life. Arga told her about the busy streets, the unfamiliar language, the long hours at work. Lena listened to everything, holding on to every detail like it mattered more than anything else. Because it did. One night, during a call, his voice sounded tired. "I miss you," Lena said softly. There was a brief silence. "I miss you too," Arga replied, but something about it felt distant, almost like an echo. Lena ignored that feeling. She didn't want doubt to ruin what they had. "I'll wait, remember?" she said, trying to sound playful. "You better not forget me." Arga chuckled lightly. "That's impossible." But after the call ended, Lena stared at her reflection in the dark screen. Why did that feel different? She shook her head. "No, I'm just overthinking." Weeks passed. The calls became shorter. The replies came slower. Sometimes hours. Sometimes a whole day. Lena would type a message, then erase it. She didn't want to seem needy. Didn't want to pressure him. Didn't want to become a burden. So she waited and waited, holding on to the version of him she knew, the one who promised to come back. Late one night, she sent a simple message. "Did you eat?" No reply. She stayed awake, watching the screen, hoping his name would appear. But it didn't. Not that night. Not the next morning. And for the first time, Lena felt something she had been trying to ignore. Not fear, not sadness, but something far more dangerous. Doubt. The first year passed slower than Lena ever imagined. Time didn't feel like it was moving forward. It felt like it was stretching, long, quiet, and heavy, but somehow she endured it. Because of him, Arga's messages still came, though no longer as often as before. A good morning here, a short reply there, sometimes a call, sometimes nothing. But Lena held on to every word like it mattered more than it should, because to her, it did. Every morning, she checked her phone before doing anything else, hoping to see his name. Sometimes she smiled, sometimes she just stared at the empty screen, Her friends began to notice the change. "You're still waiting for him?" one of them asked gently. Lena nodded without hesitation. "He's coming back." There was no doubt in her voice. At least, that's what she wanted people to believe. One evening, Lena sat alone in the small cafe they used to visit together. The same corner table, the same 2 cups, except now only one was filled. She scrolled through old photos, him laughing, him teasing her, him still there. It felt so close, and yet so far. Her phone suddenly buzzed. "Arga, sorry, I've been busy." Just one sentence, but it was enough to light something inside her again. "Lena, it's okay, I understand." And she did, or at least, she tried to. That night, he called. His voice sounded different, more distant, like there was a space between them that words couldn't cross. "Work's been crazy," he said. "You should rest more," Lena replied softly. "I can't, not yet." There was a pause. Lena hesitated, then asked the question she had been holding back for months. "Do you still think about coming back?" Silence. For a few seconds, there was only the faint sound of his breathing. "Of course," Arga finally said. "I told you, didn't I?" Lena closed her eyes. That should have been enough. But why did it feel like it wasn't? After the call ended, Lena looked around the quiet cafe. Everything was still the same. But the feeling, it wasn't. She placed her hand over her chest, trying to calm the uneasiness growing inside her. "Just 1 year," she whispered to herself. "I can wait longer." And she would, even if the silence grew louder. Even if his presence slowly faded into something she could no longer reach. Because Lena wasn't just holding on to a person. She was holding on to a promise, and she refused to believe that promises could break. It didn't happen all at once. The distance, the silence. It came slowly, quietly, almost unnoticeable, until one day, Lena realized things weren't the same anymore. The messages stopped coming in the morning. No more "good morning," no more small check-ins. Just nothing. At first, she told herself it was normal. "He's busy," she whispered, trying to calm her thoughts. But deep down, something felt off. One night, Lena stared at her phone again, her thumb hovering over his name. She hadn't heard from him in 2 days. 2 days felt longer than it should. She finally typed, "Hey, are you okay?" She hesitated, then hit send. Minutes passed. Then hours. No reply. Lena placed her phone beside her, trying to distract herself. She turned on the TV, but the noise only made the silence feel louder. Her mind kept drifting back to one question. Why hasn't he replied? The next morning, she woke up and immediately checked her phone. Nothing. Her chest tightened. This wasn't like him. Or maybe it was now. Later that day, a notification finally appeared. Her heart skipped. "Arga. Sorry, busy." Just 2 words. Lena stared at the screen. That was it? No explanation. No warmth, no follow-up. Just busy. Her fingers moved slowly as she replied, "It's okay. Just worried." Seen. No reply after that. Lena locked her phone, but the uneasy feeling refused to leave. That night, she couldn't sleep. Her thoughts kept replaying everything. The way he used to talk, the way he used to care, the way he used to make her feel important. When was the last time she felt that? She couldn't remember. Days turned into a strange pattern. Sometimes he replied, sometimes he disappeared. Sometimes he sounded like himself. Sometimes like a stranger. And Lena, she kept adjusting, lowering her expectations, convincing herself that this was just a phase. Because accepting the truth was far more painful. One evening, as she scrolled through social media, something caught her attention. A photo, a blurry one. It looked like Arga, standing somewhere unfamiliar. Not alone. Lena froze. Her heart began to race. She zoomed in, but the image wasn't clear enough. Her mind started filling in the gaps. "No, it's probably nothing," she said quickly, almost forcing the thought away. She locked her phone, but her hands were shaking. For the first time, Lena wasn't just waiting anymore. She was questioning, and deep inside, a quiet fear began to grow, not of losing him, but of realizing she might have already lost him a long time ago. The doubt didn't disappear. It stayed. Quiet, but constant. Like a voice Lena couldn't turn off no matter how hard she tried. Days passed, and Arga's presence became more uncertain than ever. Sometimes he replied after hours, sometimes after days, and sometimes not at all. But Lena was still there, still waiting, still holding on. One afternoon, she sat with her friends at a small cafe. The conversation flowed around her, but Lena barely said a word. "You're not listening, are you?" one of them said. Lena blinked. I am just tired. Her friend sighed, then looked at her seriously. This is about him, isn't it? Lena stayed silent. That was answer enough. How long are you going to keep doing this to yourself? Her friend continued. It's been over a year. He barely talks to you. He's just busy, Lena replied quickly. But even to her own ears, it didn't sound convincing. Busy people still make time, her friend said gently, especially for someone they love. That sentence hit harder than Lena expected. She looked down at her hands, her fingers tightening slightly. I gave him my word, she whispered. I said I'd wait. Her friend softened. And what about him? Did he keep his? Lena didn't answer, because she didn't know. That night, Lena lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Her phone rested beside her, silent. Too silent. Her mind replayed everything again. The promises, the calls, the slow change. When did love start feeling like this? Like something she had to fight for, alone. Her phone suddenly lit up. A message. Her heart jumped. Arga, sorry, I've been really busy lately. Lena stared at the screen. The same words, over and over again. Busy, always busy. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. For once, she didn't know what to say. She wanted to ask so many things. Where are you? Why are you changing? Is there someone else? But instead, she typed, It's okay. Take care. She hit send and immediately felt something shift inside her. Not relief, not comfort, something else, something heavier. For the first time, Lena didn't feel reassured by his message. She felt distant, like the connection she had been holding onto so tightly was slowly slipping through her fingers. And no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't hold it the same way anymore. Still, she didn't let go. Not yet, because a part of her still believed that the man she loved was still there, somewhere behind the silence, and she wasn't ready to give up on that, even if it meant losing herself in the process. The silence was no longer something Lena could ignore. It wasn't just a phase anymore. It had become a pattern. Days without replies turned into weeks of uncertainty. Conversations that once felt warm were now reduced to short, empty exchanges. Sometimes, just one word. Sometimes, nothing at all. Lena sat by her window that night, watching the rain fall endlessly against the glass. The soft sound used to calm her. But not tonight. Tonight, it only made everything feel heavier. Her phone lay beside her, dark and still. She didn't check it anymore, not as often as she used to. Because every time she did, and saw nothing, it hurt more than she wanted to admit. I can't keep doing this, she whispered to herself, her voice barely audible, yet it felt like the loudest truth she had ever spoken. For over a year, she had been holding on to words that were slowly losing meaning, holding on to someone who felt further away each day, holding on to a promise that no longer felt real. Her chest tightened as memories flooded back. The way he used to laugh, the way he used to call her name, the way he once said, "Wait for me." Lena closed her eyes. Why does it feel like I'm the only one still waiting? She murmured. A single tear slipped down her cheek. She didn't wipe it away. She was too tired of hoping, too tired of defending him, too tired of convincing herself that everything was fine. Because it hadn't been for a long time. Her phone suddenly buzzed. Lena didn't move at first. She just stared at it, afraid of what she might see or what she might not. Slowly she reached for it. A message from Arga. Her heart still reacted, even now. Arga, sorry, I've been really busy. Don't worry about me. Lena read it once, then again, and this time, something inside her finally broke. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, like a thread that had been stretched too far, finally snapping. Her fingers trembled as she typed. She stopped. Deleted. Typed again. This time, she didn't hold back. I'm not worried about you anymore. She stared at the words, her breathing uneven. For the first time, she wasn't trying to protect him. She was being honest. Her thumb hovered over the screen. Then, she hit send. Seen. No reply. Minutes passed. Then longer. But Lena didn't wait this time. She placed her phone down and leaned back against the wall. Her eyes empty. Her heart strangely calm, not because everything was okay, but because something had changed. For the first time, she allowed herself to imagine a life without him. And even though it hurt, it also felt like freedom. But deep down, a small part of her still wondered, was this really the end? Or just the beginning of something she wasn't ready to face? For the first time in a long while, Lena stopped waiting. Not completely, but enough to feel the difference. Her days slowly began to change. She woke up without immediately checking her phone. She filled her time with things she had once ignored. Work, friends, herself. It wasn't easy. There were still moments, quiet ones, where everything came rushing back. The memories, the questions, the what-ifs. But she was learning to breathe again, without needing an answer from him. Until one day, everything shifted. It started with a message, not from Arga, but from an unknown number. "Hey, is this Lena?" She frowned slightly, staring at the screen. "Yeah, who is this?" There was a pause. Then the reply came, "I'm a friend of Arga." Her heart stopped for a second. A name she had been trying so hard not to think about. Suddenly, right in front of her again, her fingers tightened around her phone. What about him? This time, the reply came quickly. "He's coming back." Lena froze. The words didn't fully register at first. Coming back? After all this time? Her chest began to rise and fall faster. When? A few seconds passed that felt like minutes. Next week. Not months. Not someday. Next week. Lena sat down slowly, her mind spinning. After everything, after the silence, after the distance, he was finally coming back, just like he said he would. A strange mix of emotions filled her chest. Relief, confusion, fear, hope. The one thing she had tried so hard to let go of, suddenly returned all at once. That night, Lena couldn't sleep. Her thoughts kept replaying the same question over and over again. Why didn't he tell me himself? She picked up her phone, staring at his name. Should she message him? Should she pretend she didn't know? Should she even care? Her thumb hovered over the screen, but she didn't type anything. Instead, she locked her phone. If he was really coming back, then she would hear it from him, not from someone else. Days passed. No message, no call, nothing. And yet, the closer the day got, the louder her heartbeat became. She stood in front of her mirror one evening, looking at herself, trying to recognize the person she had become. Stronger, maybe, but also more guarded. "Why now?" she whispered. "After all the silence, after all the distance, why come back now?" Lena didn't know what to expect anymore. Not an apology, not an explanation, maybe nothing at all. But one thing was certain, in just a few days, she would finally see him again. And when that moment came, everything she had been holding inside would face the truth, whether she was ready or not. The airport was louder than Lena remembered, voices overlapping, footsteps echoing, announcements repeating endlessly above her head. But none of it mattered, because all Lena could hear was her own heartbeat, fast, unsteady, loud enough to drown everything else. She stood near the arrival gate, her hands clasped tightly together. She didn't even realize how tense she was until her fingers began to ache. After all this time, this was it. The moment she had imagined countless times, seeing him again. But now that it was real, it didn't feel the way she thought it would. There was no excitement, no overwhelming happiness, just uncertainty. Her eyes scanned every face that came through the sliding doors. Strangers, families reuniting, laughter, tears. Everyone seemed to be finding someone. Except her. Minutes passed, each second stretching longer than the last. What if he doesn't come? What if this was all a mistake? Lena took a small step back, her chest tightening. Maybe she shouldn't have come. Maybe this was a bad idea. She was about to turn around when she saw him, Arga, standing just beyond the crowd. For a moment, everything stopped. Time, sound, thought. It was really him. Older maybe, more tired, but still, him. Lena couldn't move. Her feet felt frozen to the ground as a wave of memories crashed into her all at once. The laughter, the promises, the goodbye, everything. Arga looked around as if searching for something. For someone. For her, their eyes met. And in that instant, 1,000 unspoken words passed between them. Lena felt her chest tighten. This was the moment she had waited for. But why did it feel so heavy? Arga took a step forward, then another, slowly closing the distance between them. Lena's heart pounded harder with each step he took. She wanted to say something, anything, but the words wouldn't come out. They were just a few steps away now, close enough to see every detail, close enough to feel the weight of everything that had happened. Arga opened his mouth slightly, as if he was about to speak, but then he stopped. His movement shifted, not toward Lena, but slightly to the side. Lena's brows furrowed. Confusion flickered across her face. Why did he stop? Why wasn't he coming closer? Her gaze followed his, and that's when She noticed it. A small hand, reaching for his. Lena's breath caught in her throat. Her eyes slowly moved, from his face, down to that hand, and then to the person standing beside him, someone she had never seen before. Her heart dropped, hard, because in that moment, Lena realized Arga didn't come back alone. Lena couldn't breathe. Everything around her blurred, the noise of the airport fading into nothing. All she could see was that small hand holding onto Arga's, tightly, like it belonged there. Her chest rose sharply as her eyes slowly lifted. From the child to the woman standing beside him, she looked calm, composed, her hand resting lightly on the child's shoulder. And then she looked at Arga, not like a stranger, not like someone who just met him, but like someone who knew him deeply. Lena felt her heart twist. No, this couldn't be what she was thinking. It couldn't. Arga finally stepped forward, this time toward her, but every step he took only made Lena feel like she was falling further back. What is this? Lena's voice came out barely above a whisper. Arga stopped in front of her. For a moment he said nothing, and that silence, it said everything. Lena's eyes searched his face desperately, looking for something, anything that could prove her wrong. Say something, she whispered, her voice shaking now. Tell me I'm wrong. Arga looked down briefly, as if he couldn't meet her eyes. That was enough. Lena's chest tightened painfully. Her vision blurred as tears began to form, but she forced herself to stay still. She wasn't going to break. Not here. Not in front of him. Who are they? She asked again. This time louder. The woman shifted slightly, pulling the child a little closer. The child looked up at Arga innocently, then back at Lena, confused. Arga took a slow breath. His voice, when it finally came out, was quiet, but it hit harder than anything else. My family. The world stopped. Not slowly, not gently. It shattered. Lena felt something inside her collapse completely. 7 years. 7 years of waiting. 7 years of believing, reduced to 2 words. My family. She let out a soft, broken laugh. Not because it was funny, but because it didn't feel real. You're joking, she said, shaking her head slightly. Right? No answer. Just silence. Again. Always silence. Lena's eyes filled with tears, but she blinked them back, refusing to let them fall. You said you'd come back for me, she continued, her voice trembling despite her effort to stay strong. I did, Arga replied quietly. The answer came too fast, too empty. Lena stared at him. Then what is this? She asked, her voice cracking now. This time, Arga didn't look away, but he didn't answer either, because there was nothing left to say. The truth was already standing right beside him, breathing, alive, real. Lena took a small step back. Her body felt weak, but she forced herself to stand, to stay, to face it, even if it was destroying her from the inside. So this whole time, she whispered, her voice barely holding together, I was the only one still waiting. Arga's silence was the only answer she needed. And in that moment, Lena understood something she had been refusing to see for so long. She didn't lose him today. She lost him. A long time ago. The silence between them felt heavier than anything Lena had ever known. People continued walking past them. Voices echoed. Life went on. But for Lena, everything had stopped. She looked at Arga, her eyes searching, not for excuses, not for lies, but for something that could still make sense of all this. There has to be a reason, she said quietly. Tell me the truth. Arga took a deep breath. For the first time, he didn't look away. I didn't plan this, he began. Lena let out a faint, bitter smile. No one ever does? Arga's jaw tightened slightly, but he continued. The first year, everything was real. I meant everything I said. Lena's chest ached hearing that, because she believed it. I was alone there, he went on. New place, new life. It wasn't easy. Lena stayed silent. She needed to hear this. All of it. I met her during my 2nd year, Arga said, his voice lower now. She helped me when things got hard. Lena's fingers curled slowly into her palm. Helped him. The word felt heavier than it should. At first, it was nothing, he added quickly. Just someone to talk to. Someone who understood what I was going through. Lena closed her eyes for a brief second. She already knew where this was going. But time passed. Arga continued, and I started changing. A pause, a long one. I stopped calling you as much, he admitted. I told myself it was because I was busy, but that wasn't the whole truth. Lena opened her eyes again, her gaze steady now. Cold, but clear. Then say it, she said. Say the whole truth. Arga swallowed. I got closer to her. The words landed softly, but they cut deep. Lena didn't react. Not outwardly. I didn't know how to tell you, he said. I didn't know how to end things after everything we had. So you didn't, Lena replied quietly. Arga didn't answer, because it was true. You just kept me there, she continued, waiting, hoping, believing. Her voice didn't rise, but every word felt heavier than anger. It felt like disappointment. I was afraid, Arga said. Lena shook her head slowly. No, she replied. You were selfish. That hit harder than anything else. Even Arga couldn't deny it. Silence fell again. Then Lena's eyes shifted toward the child, the small hand still holding on to him. How long? She asked. Arga hesitated, then answered. 3 years. Lena's breath caught. 3 years. That meant half of the time she had been waiting. He had already moved on. Already built something else. Something real. Her lips parted slightly, but no words came out. There was nothing left to ask. Nothing left to understand. Because the truth was already complete. And it was more painful than anything she had imagined. Lena took a slow step back. This time, not out of shock, but clarity. Everything finally made sense. The silence, the distance, the change. It wasn't confusion. It wasn't bad timing. It was a choice. And he had already made it. A long time ago. Lena didn't say anything. Not right away. She just stood there, looking at him, not with anger, not even with sadness, but with something far heavier. Acceptance. The kind that doesn't come easily. The kind that takes everything out of you before it finally arrives. Around them, the airport continued as if nothing had happened. People laughed. Families reunited. Suitcases rolled across the floor. But Lena felt like she was standing in a different world entirely. A quiet one. A broken one. I see, she said softly. Her voice was calm. Too calm. Arga shifted slightly, as if unsure what to do next. Maybe he expected tears, or anger, or anything that would make this easier to understand. But Lena gave him none of that. Instead, she gave him silence. And somehow, that felt worse. I waited for you, she continued, her eyes steady on his. For years. No accusation. Just truth. Arga lowered his gaze. I know. 2 simple words. But they meant nothing now. Lena let out a slow breath. You know, she said quietly, I used to imagine this moment. Her lips curved slightly, not into a smile, but something close to it. I thought I'd be happy. I thought I'd run to you, maybe even cry. She paused, but not like this. Arga clenched his jaw but remained silent. There was nothing he could say that would fix this. Nothing that would undo the time. Lena glanced once more at the woman beside him, then at the child. Her expression softened for a brief second. Not because it didn't hurt, but because she understood something now. This wasn't just a mistake. This was a life, a real one, and she was no longer a part of it. I'm not angry, Lena said. That made Arga look up, because he knew that was worse. I think I passed that stage a long time ago, she added. Her voice didn't shake anymore. It didn't need to. The pain had already settled, deep, quiet, permanent. What hurts, she continued slowly, is that I kept holding on to something that was already gone. Arga opened his mouth slightly, but again, no words came out. Because she was right. Lena took one last step back, creating distance, not just physically, but emotionally, completely. I hope, she said softly, you don't do this to anyone else. It wasn't said with hatred. It was said with honesty, with closure. Then Lena looked at him one last time, not as someone she loved, but as someone she used to know. And just like that, something inside her finally let go. Not loudly, not dramatically, but completely. She turned around, and this time, she didn't look back. The days after that moment felt different. Not lighter, not happier, just quieter. Lena woke up the next morning in the same room, under the same ceiling. The sunlight still came through her window the same way it always did. But something inside her had changed. There was no urge to check her phone. No need to reread old messages. No habit of waiting for a name that no longer mattered. For the first time in years, there was nothing to wait for. And somehow, that felt both empty and freeing at the same time. The first few days were the hardest. Not because she wanted him back, but because she had to face everything she had ignored. The loneliness, the silence, the truth. All of it came at once. There were moments she sat alone, doing nothing. just thinking, not about him, but about herself, about the years she had given, the time she couldn't get back, the version of herself she had lost while waiting. It hurt, but this time, the pain felt different. It wasn't pulling her back, it was pushing her forward. One afternoon, Lena stood in front of her mirror again, the same place she once questioned everything. She looked at her reflection carefully, not searching for what was missing, but noticing what was still there. Strength, maybe not obvious, maybe not perfect, but real. "You're still here," she whispered, and for the first time, that felt enough. Days turned into weeks. Slowly, Lena began rebuilding her routine. She met her friends again. She laughed awkwardly at first, then more naturally. She started doing things she once put aside, not to forget him, but to remember herself. One evening, she found an old box tucked away in the corner of her room. Inside were memories, photos, small notes, pieces of a past she once held onto so tightly. Lena sat down, holding one of the photos. For a moment, everything felt still again. Then she smiled, not out of sadness, but acceptance. "That was real," she said softly, "but it's over." Carefully, she placed everything back into the box, closed it, and this time, she didn't open it again. Because letting go wasn't about forgetting. It was about no longer needing to hold on. That night, Lena stepped outside. The air felt different, or maybe she did. She looked up at the sky, taking a deep breath. No expectations, no waiting, no what ifs, just peace. And for the first time in a long time, Lena wasn't looking back. She was ready to move forward. Time didn't heal everything, but it changed things. Slowly, quietly, in ways Lena didn't notice at first. Days turned into months, and months into something that no longer felt heavy. The past was still there, but it no longer held her back. Lena stood in front of a large window looking out at the city below. The lights flickered in the distance, alive and moving, just like her life now. Different, stronger. She wasn't the same person who once stood in silence, waiting for a message that never came. She had changed, not because she wanted to, but because she had to. And somehow, that made her stronger than before. Her phone buzzed softly on the table. Lena glanced at it. A message. For a second, her heart reacted out of habit. But when she picked it up, she smiled. Not because of who it was, but because of what she felt. Calm, no fear, no hope tied to the past, no hesitation. Just calm. She placed the phone back down. Whatever it was, it could wait. Because now her life didn't revolve around waiting anymore. It moved forward, with or without anyone. Lena took a deep breath, her reflection faintly visible in the glass. She looked at herself, not with doubt, not with questions, but with understanding. "I made it," she whispered softly. Not in the sense of success, but survival. She had made it through the waiting, through the silence, through the truth. And most importantly, she had made it back to herself. Outside, the world continued moving, endless, unpredictable, full of new beginnings. Lena turned away from the window, taking a step forward, not looking back, not wondering what if, because she already knew the answer. Some stories are not meant to last forever, and that's okay, because sometimes the end of one story is the beginning of a better one. Don't wait for someone who stopped choosing you. Choose yourself and keep moving forward.